Welcome back to Mass Effect 2. In our previous stream, we had quite the time in the lair of the Shadow Broker DLC, which we finished, in which we helped Liara out on a personal mission for herself, but also a mission for ourselves to go and deal with that Shadow Broker. And we've left Liara now in charge of the Shadow Broker base. And we're moving on. We are moving on. You know, just reflecting a little bit on that mission. This is where the Shadow Broker base is, right over here. You know, I'm happy that they didn't make the Shadow Broker just another guy. Right? He could have just been some random, you know, human, Turian, Solarian. Could have been an organization. But they, you know, they made the Shadow Broker a whole new species. A Yogg. And the Yogg had a pretty interesting backstory as well.
Launching probe.
Wherein, you know, he was previously taken as sort of, he was semi-kidnapped, I guess, from his home planet.
Probe away.
Trained to be an agent of the Shadow Broker, and then killed and took over from the previous Shadow Broker.
Launching probe.
That's pretty decent. I mean, as at least it's interesting and different. I'll give them that, right? But I kind of feel like ultimately what we did, you know, is yeah, we had the mystery of the Shadow Broker as an organization and as an individual resolved. But could they have done more with it? You know, what were the Shadow Broker's motivations? Well, the Shadow Broker probably knew a little bit about the Reapers. At least that's what Liara explains. And rightfully wanted to find a way to survive the Reapers.
Launching probe.
It's a perfectly reasonable motivation for action.
Probe launched.
But having said that, by the way, I think that's enough mining for now. I think we're good on resources for the moment. Having said that, is it consistent with the Shadow Broker's previous actions in Mass Effect 1? I mean, is simple greed not good enough? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I just feel like there was somehow... I mean, and you hate to criticize without having a better idea, but they somehow could have done more, perhaps. I'm starting to scan reflexively without even thinking about it. There are a lot of planets here in this star system. I mean, probably one of the key things about the Shadow Broker DLC is the character arc of Liara, where, you know, she gets to be a little bit of a renegade. She's motivated by revenge. And then, you know, she has an argument with Shep about it. At least she had an argument with the Paragon Shep that I'm playing right now. The Hourglass Nebula is 100%. Alright, great. Anyway, it was still fun. It was still a great DLC. Kudos to them. It was pretty good. So we unlocked a bunch of extra places. Extra star clusters, as you can see here, like this one, by buying the maps from Barrier Frontiers on Ilium. And I'd like to spend some time just sort of cleaning up some of these extra star clusters. Just exploring them, seeing what's out there, etc., etc.
I have detected an anomaly.
Like right off the bat. Equitus. The famous Iron Canyons. Interesting. Let's find this anomaly.
Beacon triggered by Universal Distress Protocol. Unregistered user or record damaged.
Probe away.
It's the same beacon voice as the beacon VI on Jacob's loyalty mission. Surface scans, potential alien signatures, anomalous life signs. What kind of anomalous life signs? I think I remember this one, actually. I may, in fact, remember which mission this is. And based on that information, I'll be bringing Garrus and Morden, I think. Yes. Still need one more point to max out Disruptor. Garrus is good. He needs a point. Incineration is maxed out, which is good. That's what I want it to be. We're going to need it, I think. Is Morden a genius or a savant? Savant gives us extra weapon damage. Genius gives us extra shields. I mean, if you make me choose between the two, I'll probably take more weapons damage, to be honest with you. Because 7% more shield isn't going to make or break Morden, but 7% extra damage could be valuable, I guess. We'll accept that. And as I said way back, I'm not super interested in Cryoblast. We'll save everything up for a Neural Shock, whatever's left. Use the Phalanx and use the Tempest. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh look, it's a husk that was right here apparently. That we barely reacted to. Well, if we're dealing with husks, you know what we're gonna do. It's a skeleton with some kind of Cerberus glasses case. Or miniaturized coffin for like... That's a Cerberus operative, and the coffin for his pet hamster. His space hamster. Rest in peace. Anything else around here that I can pick up while I am setting up my ammo powers? Hey, bunny. How's it going, man? Welcome back. Looking for a place to hang out? This is the place, man. I'm going to be doing a lot of hanging out style missions. We had quite the intense ride with the Shadow Broker DLC. And now we will, I think, spend this stream a little bit further off the beaten path. Hello, Husky. Let's just get you knocked down, shall we? Any more, you guys? So this is why I wanted Morden with me, so that he can do this. I didn't quite catch both of them in the area, but whatever. I wonder why Garrus wasn't using his concussion. I kept asking him to use it, but I'm not sure. A data pad. If you're reading this, get the hell out of this place right now. That just makes me want to go deeper into this place. That makes me want to explore. Oh, hello. Like, see these guys. They all need to get burned, and then Garrus hit that.
Light 'em up.
Oh, that's good. That's really satisfying. Very clean. Very efficient. Well, guys, why don't I... This looks like a place where things could happen, so why don't I set you up right there and there.
Look out!
Yep, that's what I thought. Oh, an abomination. Let's deal with that as a matter of priority. Alright, that's good.
Be right there.
I'm on it.
You're on it. I guess this was a mine or something. This is a C, yeah, it's a C. We are used to mines where husks appear and attack us by now, as Shepard. There was a mission very much like this in Mass Effect 1, where we discovered a mining facility, and when we went to investigate... Oh, hello. We found ourselves attacked by so-called machine cultists. Those machine cultists being like husks, basically. They ran into Reaper Tech, basically. Got indoctrinated, and then... huskified themselves. Mine logs. It is a mine. Alien machine discovered. Exact same story. They discovered an alien machine, which led them to become indoctrinated and then huskified themselves. I didn't see any dragon's teeth yet, so I'm not sure how they huskified themselves, but it seems like it. Smithson's men dug out some kind of alien machine. Nothing I ever saw. Looked at it. Looks like there's some people, some squints, aka scientists, over ERC who are willing to part with a ton of credits to get it. Strange glow. Cooper and Jorgensen saw it glowing. I have to admit that's an awful pretty sound coming from that back room. Funny, if you change the order of these two words, that's a pretty awful sound as opposed to an awful pretty sound. Completely changes the meaning. Something's different. The men aren't doing so well. I don't feel so good. Need to stay near the machine. Ah. So basically, it made them feel uncomfortable if they got further away from it, and now they are apparently defending the machine jealously. I'll go this way, I guess. Power cells? Sure.
Shepard, I detect a powerful alien signature deep within the mines. It appears the device is the source of the husks.
Man, I wish I had area concussive shot right now. Let's burn that guy. Garrus, your skills are very slow, I have to say. Oh, hey. Get off me. How dare you. From behind, too? How dare you guys. Jeez, man. These guys are overwhelming us. And there's one behind us, too. Sneaky bastards.
Understood.
I don't know if there's an end to these guys, actually.
Be right there. Simple enough. Moving in.
Locker, bypass, bomb. Am I actually running out of ammunition? Wow. It sure looks like it, huh? Fortunately, there's more ammunition here. That actually might be pretty efficient. That worked for a lot of them. Ran out of that ammunition. Let's bring Garrus back. Hey, get off me. Let's get a bit more separation here. This is getting to be quite the party, and I'm getting the sense that there's no end to these guys, actually. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do to husks on Insanity as an adept. I mean, the armor's a real problem. You've got to deal with the armor. So area incinerate was like my go-to. Did we do it? Holy shit, we finally burned our way through it. So in some missions where they were just getting overwhelmed by husks like this, I could spam Singularity. You know, the cooldown was super fast on it. And that would never actually lift them, because they would be armored, but it would stop them. And often it would stop them long enough for me to burn through their armor with either my guns or with one of my teammates' abilities. Like Incinerate, or Area Reeve, or something like that. And if you had Area Reeve, that's Samara's bonus skill, you would be able to add that and have that as an adept. That would make sense. Yeah, that's definitely Reaper tech. Let's not hang out here. This water over here is... I don't know if that's supposed to be drip. No, it is raining. Look at that. I thought it was just glittery water. Alright. There's that. Alright. And away we go. But in general, Bunny, I think you're right. I think the Mass Effect series has always generally been partial to the soldier. In a sense. Like, I think this game, Mass Effect 2, is just a game where the biotic powers are just not that effective at high levels of difficulty. But the ability to just slow down time while increasing your damage and increasing your damage resistance, you know, it's not bad. It's really not bad. Anybody want to send me an email about those husks? Nope. Nobody interested in husks, it seems. The curveballs are fun, Bunny. I really do enjoy that. In Mass Effect 3, we'll see that the biotic abilities become much more powerful because they're no longer really crowd control abilities. They're straight damage output abilities. Because in this game you can create biotic explosions by lifting things and then by warping them to create biotic explosions, so you can do area damage that way, but it's such a very specific approach that's hard to pull off that it's not really worth it. But when you get to Mass Effect 3, you have the ability to first throw warp and then detonate the warp with a throw. So if you have an adept, you can just do that repeatedly. Warp throw, warp throw, warp throw, and every single time that you detonate, you get a nice area burst of damage. And the way that damage is done, I believe, scales with enemy HP. Right, so it's not like a fixed absolute value of damage, as I understand it. At this stage, I'm just going to see if there's any anomalies to detect on these planets. It doesn't seem like it. And so that gets to be pretty repetitive, warp throw, but it is effective. All right, so there's that. It's only for the moment that we have Liara in stasis that biotics becomes once again a viable way of crowd control. And stasis is very specific, just one person at a time can be stasised. It's not the greatest. These appear to be a bunch of Hanar worlds, judging by the names. Fit full current. Where do we have... oh, here we go. 2 more planets. Praying Mouth. This is the Bermuda Triangle of space. Yeah, repetitive's alright, bunny. I mean, if it's a good repeating cycle, it's a lot of fun. There's still something I haven't found. Here we are. This little rock here. I mean, I can't really complain about repetitive. My cycle is pretty much adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush. And once in a while I mix in a little bit of flashbang grenade just for fun. So, you know, as long as it's fun, then the repetition is not such a big deal. I actually think that they really had, like, as an idea, the notion of physics-based crowd control through biotics. What is this? A garden world with heavy populations of humans and Batarians. It sounds like a volatile place. Am I going to detect an anomaly or what? Come on, guys.